What's going on, everybody? It's your observant lineman, Uche Nwaneri, and we kind of knew this was coming. We kind of figured that Urban Meyer would be having some explaining to do after a video of him went viral this weekend after their loss to the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday. Now, we're going to take a quick look at this apology video where he's explaining to the media about his reaction and feelings to the situation as it occurred after their Thursday night game. A couple of revelations that we're going to hear about here that I honestly, as a player, as a former player, these were not things that are known to be common in any way in the NFL. But let's listen to what Urban Meyer has to say about the situation.
Yeah, I just apologize to the team and staff and for being a distraction. It was stupid. And so I explained everything that happened and owned it, and just stupid. Should not have myself in that kind of position.
Okay, so first and foremost, like I said in my last video, never be the distraction, especially if you're the head coach. Head coach of a football team has a lot of responsibility. In the NFL, as a public figure, you are an easy target for anyone who wants to try and get something to go viral. Now, the video of him dancing, or of the girl dancing on him in the bar, that's been deleted, but obviously nothing's ever truly deleted on the internet. This is the type of thing you expect from a rookie. This is the kind of thing you expect from someone who doesn't have experience with being in this position in their life. Now, I find it hard to believe that Urban Meyer is not experienced enough as a coach who has always been a public figure to understand, especially in this day and age, that you will be recorded when you are seen out in public, especially in places like bars, clubs.
Urban, did you fly back with the team, or did you stay in?
No, I stayed to see the grandkids, and we all went to dinner that night at a restaurant. And then there's a big group next to our restaurant, and they wanted me to come over and take pictures, and I did. And they were trying to pull me out on a dance floor, screwing around, and I should have left.
Urban, stop it. Look, okay. First and foremost, he didn't fly back with a team. That is unheard of in the NFL. Now, in the NBA, other sports, I've heard of players staying behind after the team plays and flying back to meet the team for their next matchup. Now, in the NBA, obviously, they play a lot more games than the NFL, and there are games where guys just aren't, they're not scheduled to play, so they're able to stay and hang out in the city that they're in because they're not playing in the next game. So they'll meet the team, be ready for that. But in football, this is a different situation altogether. In the NFL, you're like mandated, you fly back with the team, unless you are forced to stay in the away city because of injury, or if there's a actual scheduling situation that the team itself decides to wait until the next day. For instance, we went and played in London when I was in Jacksonville. Well, once we got done playing in London, it's nighttime. It's like 11 o'clock at night. We're not flying back to the U.S. immediately. We're going to fly back to the U.S. the next day. So you don't have a situation where guys are kind of like, this is a very stressful trip to take, on the body, flying 10 hours. So the team will fly back the next day. Or if you have a family emergency where, a loved one is, hurt, or a loved one is about to pass. I know I've heard of players who've had like grandparents that raised them that were about to pass away, that were gravely sick, or parents that were gravely sick, and the players are allowed to leave, to fly from where they are, with the team to another city, but they'll be back in the city with the team by Monday, or if the situation is really bad, they'll be back, at the earliest time that they can be back. But just hanging out with the grandkids and having dinner, no, that doesn't happen. You don't get approval for that. And I'm wondering if there's a situation where the NFL may find them themselves, because this is not something that a coach is generally allowed to do. Now, as the head coach, Who's going to question him if he says, yeah, I got my grandkids here, I'm going to stay in town? Nobody's going to question that. But he is actually breaking the rules. He is actually breaking team policy, NFL policy, by staying in the city for just leisurely reasons. There's not a real reason for him to be there.
How did the team react? I mean, they're probably pretty reactionary, or, how did they take it, your apology?
Well, I've always been so defensive of them. I remember when Trevor told me he was going to go to Vegas for his bachelor party. I mean, I was just, my gosh, man, be careful and surround yourself, and because I've seen this happen. And so the team, I spoke to a bunch of leaders one-on-one, spoke to all the players. They're good. They were focused on Tennessee, and I apologize again for being a distraction. And coach should not be a distraction.
Not sure how I feel about what he just said here, because look, this is not we're making a big deal out of this in the internet world, but let's be honest. I've been in locker rooms where there have been much worse things that have happened that are not necessarily things that rise to the level of the coach having to hold a team meeting and speak to players individually. No, this is not a situation that falls into that category, even though it is an alarming situation from the cultural aspect. I don't look at this and say, yeah, we need to have a sit down with Urban. If I'm a player in the locker room, I'm not thinking to myself, yeah, we need to clear the air. It's not that serious in a situation like this, but it's alarming, especially just because it's the head coach. This is not something that the head coach is supposed to be doing in regards to just staying in the city where they just played and hanging out with his fam and partying, because that's what he was doing. He was drinking, he was partying, he was having a good time. I ain't mad at him, but, be real about it. I think he's kind of deflecting a little bit here. He's talking about Trevor Lawrence going to Vegas and me giving him advice. And before that, he's talking about, some people at another table wanted us to come take, but come on, Urban. You have full control over the environments that you're in because of the level of influence you have and the power that you have as an Ohio State head coach who brought national championships to that program. You you're not beholden to anyone in any situation in that environment in Ohio. Nobody. These people basically pressures you into going and taking pictures. That's ridiculous, because you can easily say that, hey, I'm here with family. I'd appreciate it if we were just, you allow us to have our privacy. We're just kind of having some dinner, hanging out, and then we're leaving. It's easy enough to say. I've done it myself. I've had a family walk up to me while I'm eating dinner. Literally, I'm putting food in my mouth, and a family of people come up and they want to take pictures. And I'm like, hey, guys, I appreciate it. I'm here eating. I really, I would rather do it on my way out the door. So if you guys are, willing to wait a little bit, I will sign and take pictures. Once I get done eating, I'm going out the door. I'm not going to do it right now. People usually don't have a problem with that. So I don't necessarily understand why he's doing the deflecting on this, unless it's more to kind of set favorable image to his family, which is going to be the bigger issue that he's going to have to deal with, I think, in this situation, is going to be his family, because Urban Meyer is married, and that video was not doing him any favors whatsoever. So he is probably in the doghouse right now. So he doesn't want to put too much out there on himself. He wants to say he owns it, yes, when he's doing that. But he definitely wants to kind of lighten the blow, soften the blow somewhat, because of the situation that he has to handle at home.
How about your family? Did you feel a need to apologize to your family?
Yeah, of course I did. That's not me, and it's, they're upset.
Have you talked to Shad Khan about it, and what was that conversation like?
I did talk to Shad, and very supportive, and Trent, I talked to him obviously at length. Right when I got that phone call that night, the next night.
So this is the situation as I see it. He's got issues at the house because of this. So he wants to keep everything kind of low key. Look at his demeanor. He's looking at the podium the entire time. Not really engaged in any way other than to try and look as pitiful and as sorry as he can But his family is the real issue he's got to deal with on this. This is really not a huge deal for the public. It's only a huge deal for the public because it's a bad look for him and for his family. And that is where a situation is really going to sting for him. Now, obviously, the owner is going to want to have a conversation with them because it's like, come on, dude, we don't even have a win yet. Like, I don't care if you go out and party. I don't care if you go out and get smash-faced. Just don't let them have you on camera doing dumb shit. And this is, you know, the consequence of you being on camera doing dumb shit. Urban Meyer, a little bit of deflecting here, a little bit of woe is me. And he's definitely in the doghouse. So, you know, we'll see how things play out. Hopefully this allows him to focus more on getting his team ready to try and win a game. They've got Tennessee coming up, divisional game, 2 chin strap game. So they're going to need to be ready to play physical. They're going to need to be ready to play 4 quarters. So hopefully this gives him a little bit of a fire under his ass to get his priorities in line and get this team a win, because that's what the city of Jacksonville hired him to do. That's what the Jacksonville Jaguars hired him to do. So let me know what you guys think. Urban Meyer, give us his apology. Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to the Observant Lineman Uche Nwaneri if you haven't already done so. Appreciate you very much for checking out this video, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.